Javier. And now that we had this external international perspective, let's land over here and let's get to know the city strategy and how to strengthen our community fabric. So let's receive Alfonso Vergara, and he will talk about Santa Cruz as a project. He is a sociologist, is a doctor has a PhD in urban planning, and he is a founder of the metropolis. He has advised the government, cities worldwide. He has been acknowledged with international prizes by contributing in sustainable urban planning, something that we have listened to along the day. So without further ado, Alfonso Vergara.
Bueno, ya hemos llegado casi al final de la
jornada. We're nearly at the end of this morning's talks. I'd like to share with you now a project that we've been working on for around about a year. It's called City Project, led by Santa Cruz City Council and sponsored by the Mueve Foundation. Our foundation, Metropolis Foundation, I'm the president and knowledge partner of this initiative. Metropolis Foundation was created around 25 years ago, and the idea was to design the cities of the future. This is the Eco Box in Madrid, which has now 21 patents for energy saving and is already fulfilling its dream of changing the world. I have put together this book called Territorial Intelligence. We have a strategic alliance with many important partners, and I've had the chance to apply this philosophy in many projects around the world, including Santa Cruz, because the idea is to suggest ideas for the future that may be transformative. We use a very participatory methodology. You can see here some photos of these participatory forums. We also use questionnaires, and more than 150 leaders from different areas participated. We had 43,000 answers to go through, talking about, the strategic priorities for Santa Cruz. And we came up with a set of key areas. One is comprehensive planning, okay? Another important topic, two topics, mobility and transport. Yeah? Cities become more and more complex as they grow, and so there's always this balance between mobility and quality of public spaces. Another key area was integration with urban areas and the environment, of course, innovation and economy, promoting innovation, and then urban regeneration and heritage. These were the key ideas that we started with in this we refer to these key ideas as a hypothesis. After this participatory, analysis, we launched these potential transformative ideas influenced by creativity, international examples. And, the idea was, of course, to work from place, the uniqueness of Santa Cruz. This was a second questionnaire, and the idea behind this one was to check the support for all of these proposals in these forums. We held the second participatory forum to really understand these key proposals and evaluate them. I wanted to focus now on the island and its territory, its size. we used to looking at this map, but actually it's 2.5 times bigger than Singapore, which is one of the key economic hubs of Asia, right? So the Canary Islands has great potential, but we have to understand it fully in order to discover this competitive advantage that we have. We have to look at the urban areas. We have a very unique topography, with the big volcanic complex in the middle. So most of the urban centers are around the coast. There is this continuous line around it. The red line shows how they are all connected. And this offers us a linear structure, which will be important when focusing on mobility. Yeah. And, well, oftentimes there is administrative fragmentation here. So every town wants to build up their own plans, and this is difficult when we're trying to have a comprehensive view of the island. We have to take into account, well, in the first forum, the key priority that came out wasn't tourism, it was the blue economy, actually, water, energy, sustainability. The second priority was tourism, but this was striking for us, this vision that the participants had. Another priority of the first forum was capacity to attract talent. Yeah, what can we do to attract talent here, not just tourists? And the idea was to create an environment for creativity and for innovation. And we took this into account with our later proposals, which I'll share later. A key competitivity factor is connectivity. We have 2 airports here and more than 13 million passengers every year connecting us to the mainland and from the southern airport internationally. This is a huge competitive advantage. And when it comes to the archipelago as a whole, well, here we have Tenerife and Gran Canaria, the 2 capital islands. They are connected by water, by air. They complement each other strategically, and this is a huge opportunity. You see 2 key points, critical points, the 2 airports and the 2 main logistics hubs. Okay? Data logistics is going to be key going forward. And so we have to create a whole island project. This picture is of an island 40 minutes from Singapore, a little bit bigger, 1,000 kilometers squared. And here there is a comprehensive design from an ecological point of view. We want to apply the same logic here. Yeah, we've already been talking to the Island Council about applying these same principles. And then we have the metropolitan areas. Santa Cruz city, in a ranking according to its size in Spain, is in a 28th position. Okay? But if we look at where we can get in 30 minutes, this is 600,000 inhabitants, and this would push Santa Cruz up to the 6th position in terms of number of inhabitants. And this is important because this is a critical mass for, you know, financial offering, services, university offering, etc., etc. So we have to include the whole metropolitan area, not just Santa Cruz and La Laguna, but all of the surrounding neighborhoods. This gives a competitive advantage to the island. And the forum agreed with us. So, in the area of Santa Cruz, we have here these red lines showing the best connection points. Our suggestion is for there to be other circular routes. These white lines would be complementary road networks, also serving other logistics uses to try and ease the pressure on the main transport routes that are next to the sea, okay, in the center of Santa Cruz. So this is a topographical analysis. Something like this would allow for growth because Santa Cruz is losing population because it doesn't have enough land, and it would be able to create an important logistics node for the future and improve mobility. Another idea related to mobility was the tram network. This is a democratic tramway, we could call it. Everyone wants the tram to go past its house. So to get from Santa Cruz to La Laguna, you can see it makes a bit of a detour and it takes a long time. I'm not saying that it's, a bad thing. The tramway is very important to the two cities. But perhaps we could think about introducing a few other transport hubs connecting the tram with the airports as well, which would be very necessary, actually. This is an image of a monorail. It's cheaper and perhaps compatible with the infrastructure that we have. It would be able to link the airport directly to the center of the city, passing by the refinery, and it could even go all the way to Teresita's beach, this green line here. This would be a very fast transport line, much faster than the tram way that we have already. So mobility rated 9 out of 10 in importance by the participants in this forum is absolutely key. When it comes to the environment, you may not realize, but the Palmetto required a huge effort, to turn this into what it is today. And the same is true for a lot of these gullies and ravines. In the rural park that we have here, Anaga, these are very unique, actually. And, the first forum identified the Santos Ravine area as a priority area. It's inbuilt into the city, a big part of it, but there is this section here. The blue lines actually denote areas that aren't well connected. So this area is between La Laguna on the left and Santa Cruz on the right. Here, the white line marks the boundary between the two. And one idea would be to have a big park, like this image here from Elche. We could create different areas, activity, leisure areas. Right now, it's quite a rundown part of the municipal area. This is the edge of the ravine. With very little work, we could turn this into a much more pleasant space, actually. So this emphasis on these gullies, these ravines, particularly this one, according to the forum, had they ranked it 7.7 out of 10 in importance. Okay, we also have a central boulevard. Okay, this road here, which links up to the airport, to the center. Well, it links the center of La Laguna to the center of Santa Cruz, really this green line. We could use this in a better way. All of these nodes are, there's university facilities, institutions, health facilities. This boulevard could be something different than just a motorway. Madrid has the circular motorway, the M30. Here we're trying to turn it into a much more of a softer boundary with, of course, cars, but also a monorail, other types of equipment, green spaces, changing these motorways into something more rich. And this was supported in 5.2. It was ranked 5.2 out of 10 in importance by the forum. Here we have other things like parks, the coastal line. Yeah, this green line we envisage as being along a coastal route. This is the area with the refinery. There is a challenging topography here. There's a change in level. So it's important to take this into account, to bring this part into the city. We can see the Palmettum here where we are now, but we could continue this into an urban areas. There are more industrial areas up towards Teresita's beach as well. There is an old quarry here, an abandoned quarry, which we could also use to bring life into the coastline. Yeah. Right along this coastal boulevard, we could link up the urban areas that exist and take it all the way up to the Teresita's beach. This would be an amazing urban renovation project. We heard about Bilbao and how they recovered their estuary. We don't have an estuary here, but we have around 15 kilometers of coastline. And as we try to seek more dialogue between the citizens and the port, I think this could turn into something quite special. The forum ranked this 8.6 out of 10 in importance. So I don't know if you know this Buenos Aires district with the refinery that they turned into an innovation district. In the first forum, it was identified that we need to designate these innovation hubs. This area of the refinery represents a huge opportunity in this area. Other examples around the world include this one 20 years ago in Singapore. It's perhaps the innovation hub that's most advanced in all of Asia. The idea there was to work on hybrid urbanism, 200,000 hectares there, so this is smaller, but the work was based on two poles, hybrid urbanism, not just a tech park, but a place to live and to work and to spend free time and to, find educational possibilities as well. All of these things together. So the focus here was on biotech and multimedia solutions. Let's go to Boston now, the city of knowledge. This obsolete industrial area next to the airport has now turned into the innovation district in Boston. All constructed around a central boulevard. This transformation has happened. They focus on biotech education, among other fields. And here we have Barcelona, District 22. So here, very central area, next to the sea, well connected, we could create a wonderful place where young people want to live, study and work. We need to diversify our city using this space. I see really huge potential there, and the forum agreed. They ranked it 8 out of 10 in importance. So we could also renovate other industrial areas that are very well connected and could be transformed as well. Some of them are within the municipal area of Santa Cruz and others are closer to La Laguna. For example, here, this is just 10 hectares, but it could be transformed, including the pedestrian routes, creating some hybrid architectural solutions, transforming obsolete buildings into, new spaces for use by all. Here you can see these main urban hubs. Altogether, we're looking at 600,000 inhabitants in this area. And they all need to work together. That's the only logical way. Now we can see the port area of Santa Cruz. It's in grey. And there are different sections. Some of them are urban. We call that the urban boulevards. There's also hybrid areas, which you can see here. Others are more natural spaces. Other cities around the world, we heard about Bilbao just now and their amazing transformation process. But Amsterdam, Copenhagen, Hamburg, Sydney, they've all had similar transformation processes next to the sea. We've talked a lot about Barcelona together. Here they have the urban port, but there's also this very powerful industrial part, and also Montjuic Park, which is in direct contact with the most intensely used port area. Then there is another area around 600 hectares, which could be turned into an innovation district. It's easier to transform these industrial areas than it is residential areas, which are more fragmented. So these are usually located in very, very valuable locations. The land is very valuable and should be made the most of. Here we have, we can see the heart of Barcelona there in the middle, and all of these other industrial areas which line the coastline and have been renovated. Why can't Santa Cruz do the same thing? We have similar opportunities. Here's another possible design with these green corridors, these urban sections and these hybrid sections along the coastline. We could have a set of different sections, which could be addressed one by one. So this was ranked 9.1 in importance by the forum. And of course, we need to apply the latest technology to everything that we do. In Singapore, they have a project called Smart Nation, like smart cities, to integrate intelligence for urban solutions in areas like mobility, energy, etc. And just to finish, another suggestion. This is the heart of the city here. This is an isochronic study. You can see the very center of the city. And there are these little dots, these nodes, which are unique activity hubs, and we can see here pedestrian areas. In the past, there have been heroic efforts to pedestrianize the city. Red areas are where vehicles can pass through. But what we might do is something like in Barcelona with these blocks or cells in Madrid. So these cells of urban life. Okay, this would allow us to create bigger blocks and allow vehicles to get around the whole city, but also provide plenty of pedestrian areas. This is El Toscal, one of the most abandoned urban areas. But with very little intervention, we could actually help them to recover their beauty, and in doing so, make the locals feel proud of where they live. Here we have another image of Barcelona from work with the city council and Friends of the Rambla. The Rambla is, of course, the emblematic boulevard that drives through the center of Barcelona. The idea is to renovate based on creativity and not gentrification, helping the locals to remain there. So this, as a priority, was ranked 7.8 out of 10. here another project in Bilbao. The former mayor said he wanted Bilbao to be a true center, not a peripheral center. He wanted each part of the city to have its own character. These dots have B. These is for the Basque word for heart. Yes, these hubs, these hearts of the city. That was the idea, to have these multiple hubs within the city with their own identity, and we could do a similar thing here. We've identified here some critical areas, almost like an acupuncture, right? To have a more balanced city with not everything focused on the center or the coastline, but throughout it. And this, as a priority, was ranked 8 out of 10 in importance. Another project that I like is this one. I don't know of any cities that have done it, actually. We can see here the rural park of Anaga, these mountains, and there are these gullies, these valleys, which when they arrive at the sea, we've seen these settlements come up, and we call these park villas or park settlements, okay? They could have a very unique character if we take care of them. They have a very specific morphology here, the coastline, these gullies arrive at the coastline, and these settlements are built on these very steep slopes. This is Valle Seco. It's really something quite special. Here is another one with this abandoned quarry here, but we could create a small eco-community here, another of these park settlements. San Andres is the very last of these settlements along this coastline, right next to Teresita's beach. And with a little bit of care and a little bit of love, we could take care of them much better, improving mobility, injecting green spaces, mixed use, and make it a place that is visited much more frequently, accessed much more easily, connecting these park settlements all along the coastline, facilitating this dialogue with the sea. This was the second questionnaire then. Here we have all of the findings, all of the priorities identified. Then we asked these participants, we said, we haven't got enough money to do everything, so we need to prioritize these. Resources are limited, government mandates are short, and of course there are finite abilities for managing all of this. So we asked them, out of all of these things, which do you think should be focused on to improve our economy and attract investment? Then we asked them to change their priority for improving mobility and quality of public spaces. Then they said we should work on metropolitan ring roads. Then the next priority was to improve environmental sustainability. If this is the priority, then they said that the most important thing to focus on is these ecological corridors and the coastal boulevard. And the final priority we gave them was to improve integration and social equilibrium. They said these neighborhood hearts, these neighborhood hubs would be important, and extending the tramway as well, because it would also offer sustainable mobility. This has been what we've been working on this year. I hope that in a couple of months we will publish a document to share with everybody. It's not an official plan. This is a shared vision, an effort to mobilize, different stakeholders. We're promoting dialogue between the port and the city to put in place this Port City program. And hopefully it will be able to help to promote this in